You live out west, don't you, James? You live out West Auckland?
I do indeed. Te Atatu Peninsula represent.
Didn't go out to Trust Arena and run it straight on Wednesday night?
No, I didn't. I decided not to. I was going to go in the over 50s category.
The vets.
The vets. Yeah, come at me. But I look at Run It Straight and I just go, yeah, nah, it's just there's too many moving parts that can go wrong, I reckon. Like I know it's theatre.
Yeah.
It's jousting or whatever, modern day jousting.
Long distance sumo, that's what it is.
Yeah, wow, no, sumos don't get hurt that bad, do they?
Well,
I haven't seen a sumo get knocked out. I've seen one get flipped out. I haven't seen a sumo go into the, what do you call it? The
reaching for Jesus.
Yeah.
What is it? The Caddie? Oh no, they call it that. Don't they call it the Dean Lonergan?
It is, the Lonergan, unfortunately, yeah. But when they start sort of convulsing and writhing and stuff.
Speaking of writhing around, I don't know if you've caught wind of the Hauraki Breakfast versus the Hauraki Drive 4x100 metre relay challenge.
Yes, I have, and I've already said that you're a problem, G Lane. And I did look at the early times, and you are a problem. You are a massive problem because you were the fastest over 100, 14.1 over 100 at age
47.
And you are a problem in this race, but the only person faster than you, I can say for sure, on the other team is Keezy.
Do you reckon? He's a bit Gumby.
All right, G Lane. But you realise the 100 metres, you don't probably realise it, that you would have been tying up, and Keezy's got these long legs, and so you've got him over 30.
Yeah, well, I think he's starting for them. I don't think because Hoyt's anchoring, but there is drama. They have now said that they want to see how they go in a warm up before they commit, so they're almost pulling out before it's even started.
What's Mogi like?
Look, he's got a tidy rig. He looks after himself.
He's the wild card, though, isn't he?
But I think they're more theatre sports than sports. I think those guys.
I will say Keezy at Crowd Goes Wild thought he was the fastest at Crowd Goes Wild, and we have one of those annoying office conversations where everyone talks about how fast they are. They might as well just flop out your dick or whatever it is. And anyway, Keezy goes, I'm the fastest in the office. I don't think James Somerset was working for us then, so maybe that was what triggered it.
But why don't you call him? Was he working for
us? Nah, he wasn't there then either. Waitangi would... Waitangi was. So Waitangi would absolutely towel him up.
Yeah.
Totally.
Tay Curtis?
No, she wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
But so Rick Solizzo started to pipe up because he was an athletics champ from back in the day.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God. Yeah, so sit down Jurassic Park. And then I can't remember who else was there. James Copeland, we had this producer who is quite quick. But, I mean, Keezy was adamant. It was him. And it was like, no, Waitangi is going to absolutely slaughter you out there.
If the race was between 20 and 40 metres, I think Manai Stewart would be even more effective. He's just got an issue where about the last 60 metres is a slowdown.
Yeah, he's like a front rower coming off the back fence when Manai's running. Very upright. Upright. But it's funny, the 100-metre challenge, it does drive a wedge between people because Manai Stewart, we went away with our friends from DB, and he drove a wedge between the team at DB by saying, I reckon she'd be able to beat you in 100 metres. And he got all offended. And then she got offended that he thought he could beat her. Yeah. And so the whole discussion over the weekend was who could beat each other over 100 metres. And then it spread into the pub. And it started to get a bit niggly there for a while. On Normie was like, I can beat you, Kate. And Kate's like, whatever, Normie, I'd waste you. And then Manai was just basically just pouring gasoline on the fire the whole time.
Well, Keezy did a story with a GPS in his back. He went to the Blues and sort of trained with him. And we're going, this is a joke. And he was actually not too bad. He played club rugby for North Shore, had a game for maybe the under-85s. But anyway, the GPS showed him reaching quite a decent top speed.
Oh,
so
really?
That's why I'm worried about your...
okay.
So he winds up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you've got the crayfish and Hoyt. And then you've got...
the crayfish from SpongeBob?
Yeah.
That is Mike Minogue. Honestly. What's the name of that crayfish in SpongeBob?
Isn't it?
Is it Reggie?
I'm not sure.
I just came up with it.
Okay. Well, let's get into it. We've got a bit of Super Rugby to talk about. So live from the Export Beer Garden Studios, this is the agenda for Friday the 22nd.
The Agenda Podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
It's the 23rd of May. That's the 23rd of May.
Is it?
Yeah, it is Friday the 23rd of May. Super Rugby this weekend. James McOnie, and someone's making their debut behind the microphone this weekend.
Ooh.
It's me.
Mash attack.
Yep, coming in off the Rimu.
Can we get a sting going? Mash attack.
Mash.
What do I have to do? So Mania will be
Mania's calling it.
Yeah, ball by ball, thank God.
Yeah, so it's the Chiefs Moana game.
So am I fairly text machine focused? Is that my role?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I can do that.
Yeah.
It feels like a homage to my time at breakfast.
Yeah, it's pretty much, I think you'd replicate that.
Okay, sweet. Yeah. I don't have to comment on the game in any way, shape or form.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, shit,
yeah,
okay.
you do.
You've got replays.
Yeah, you got to do the replays when there's a try or something controversial. You got to dig deep, actually. You got to analyse the game.
Yeah.
Right. You actually have to pay attention.
Okay, well, now I'm shitting myself. Yeah.
Come up with some reckons.
Yeah.
Call a yellow card early is always good.
That's a good look.
Call a try early. That's definitely a try. We don't need to go upstairs. I know this. I'm mash. Mash attack.
Mash.
And then
okay, sweet.
And if you get it right, you can just, bathe in the glory of all our iHeartradio listeners.
Yeah, smash them, mash them.
Of which there are many, because I do notice that the text line, if you get a good theme,
it
pops off.
Yeah, it does pop off. So, you're making your debut on Saturday night.
Okay, so takeaways from that conversation now, if I could call a yellow card or a knock-on or something like that early, that's great.
Yep.
Read the text machine. Come up with some kind of decent theme, might be a good idea.
And like a hot take on the HIA procedures, something like that'd be good.
Okay, sweet.
And make sure your protocols are right. Okay?
Yes.
Make sure
after last weekend, protocols we found out are very important.
Yeah,
so.
and don't worry, Ardie Savea, he'll bring up the protocols.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he'll bring it up, don't you worry.
Okay, sweet. Great advice. Thanks, fellas. Can't wait.
There you go. But there's only really one game in this weekend that anyone is really looking at, and that is that Moana game.
One game. Ooh.
Do you reckon that Moana will be packing the wheelie bin?
Yeah, they'll take the wheelie bin down south, down the southern, just tow it in behind. Like you can. Yeah. Some people tow it up the drive, So you just hook it in on the tow bar of the bus.
And every now and then you see people driving around with them on the back because they've gone to tow them up the driveway and forgot.
I forgot, and they've got wheelie bin down the back, spraying garbage everywhere. They're a massive danger, aren't they? And this is the whole thing. They've taken it to another level. Have you put the Moana team in here?
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Here it is. All you need to look for is Ardie Savea. Fuck, he's playing. Pellegrini, they've got it right. He is playing. He is such a talent. And also, Taumoi Falau, that midfield now is rock solid. Tuala and Lalomilo.
Lalomilo, let me go.
Lalomilo, let me go. So those guys... this how when this time of year they settle into the first 15, don't they?
Yeah.
And they've got it, and I look at it and just go, where are we lucky? Oh, no, Miracle Whailangi's playing. The Chiefs are in deep shit here.
You reckon?
Yeah, of course.
Full-strength Chiefs team at home, they'll be wary of this team. There's going to be no surprises from Moana here.
The only thing that benefits the Chiefs is the week off. They're coming off a bye, and that Blues versus Moana game was so epic that they'll be... It's tough to get to back that up, I reckon. You know, they'll be sore. They'll be sort of fatigued, but they don't know it. They'll be excited, but that's the only thing. The only hope is second half Chiefs.
Yeah, that's true. What is it? The third quarter Chiefs.
Third quarter Chiefs are amazing, aren't they?
Yeah, third quarter Chiefs. Watch out.
There's no chance of a sandbag from the Chiefs, do you think? We touched on it earlier in the week, McOnie, but I mean, is there a chance? Not an intentional sandbag, but I mean, what they've already made. What, second guaranteed?
No, you've got to try and get home final.
Yeah, okay. Sweet. Well, that ends that conversation then.
Yeah, shut up, Mesh. Save it for Saturday.
Hang on, just off the
Mesh, your hot take better come in on Saturday. I'll be... Wait, no, actually, I'm at the football. I'm at the football being security for Storm Purvis.
Oh, yeah, well, I mentioned...
she needs it after last week.
Oh, my God, I mentioned that. She got the worst job in media last weekend.
I've told them this multiple times. No one frickin' listens to me. Honestly, in that building, they just go, yeah, you're the crowd goes wild. Go back to your desk with your whoopee cushion and fucking...
And your reverse one. Bagooga.
Exactly.
With your kazoo.
The old sort of like my mini whistles. What would you know? It's like, I don't know, I've just been out with drunk munters before and... I feel like I've got a PhD in drunk munters.
Yeah, and the mic grabbers. Just
mic grabbers.
Watching that going, what did Storm do to deserve that? Did she do something wrong? But she got absolutely punished in Takatai Square before that game. So
I'm security.
Yeah, okay, you run.
I'm
security.
not a very good. I'll be pathetic security, but the thing is, at least I know the ones who look like they're probably going to say
if you're right,
FLC or exactly.
Yeah.
I've got a feel for that.
Slightly safer,
but you can watch the broadcast and go, McOnie, one got through, you idiot.
I want you lurking in the background though.
Oh, 100%.
I just want you to come into shot and then work out you're in shot and just come back in again.
How does that work, McOnie? Is it her job in that situation to choose who she's going to talk to, or does someone else tee that up for her on site?
Generally, you have someone there, but
she managed to find 3 of the most under the influence dudes I've ever seen in my life.
I know.
Poor woman. It was incredible stuff. There was one guy that was on so much paperwork that he couldn't even focus on the interview itself that was only lasting for 30 seconds. He was so big screen focused, and every time something popped up, he just distracted himself from the mic. God!
That's me on the screen, I guess, I'm on TV. Hey. Look, honestly, having said that, what are we talking about? That was the most watchable part of the pregame.
That's
Sorry,
that's a shout out to Storm, by the way.
Yeah.
Great effort.
My heart went out to. I was like, oh my god, that's wounding.
I know, but choosing I remember in the first game, I gave the floor manager a little bit of a hey, why did you choose? He chose someone who wouldn't get out of his seat. I don't know. It was just he was just a massive curmudgeon. It was this is the first game. How cool is it? You guys have got an A-League team in Auckland. He's like,
he's the most boring batshit that we can find in the crowd.
I just went, that is pathetic.
It's the two extremes: a boring batshit dude and a guy so high.
Yeah,
he was blinded by the lights of the big screen.
And I was going, selection is key. You have to find. And I mean, look, I haven't done many of those live. I've mainly edited, so you do come up smelling of roses when you've got the edit, and you can cut out the guy who's really fucked shit up while you're out there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've always enjoyed Vox Pops, except in a game where there's been no kind of nothing riding on it. That always seems a bit shit. You know, like a 50-0 drubbing or something like that. You come out and it's like, yeah, All Blacks, man. And it's like, yeah, that was frickin', what do you call it? Namibia. Chill out.
Yeah.
We're going all the way. We beat Namibia.
So while we're on the football, there's rumours circling that Auckland FC will just park the bus. They only need a draw to go through. Yeah,
exactly. And
they won't, though, will they? Surely not.
Well, it'll be a Japanese bus, won't it? Because it's old Hauraki Sakai at the back there. So what is that, a Hino or a...
Oh, it's just a big Toyota Hiace, wouldn't you?
Is that a big enough bus? That's barely the size of a goal.
Yeah, well, that's all you need, isn't it?
No. If you're parking the bus, you need a decent size, like a
Volvo or something.
Shh. Yeah, but again, that's Swedish, right?
Yeah, well, it's Chinese now, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They bought it.
So McOnie, if they win...
He knows a bus thing, isn't
it?
Is that old school bus?
You're talking like a 24-seater, aren't you?
Like a bus.
Yeah, like not a full size bus.
Yeah, I'm going
a full size.
If you don't want any goals, you park a big bus.
Double decker Auckland Transport bus. That'll do.
If you like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
How does it work if we, by we I mean Auckland FC, if we win this game tomorrow or we just win the semi-final, do we have a home final, McOnie? Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Okay,
we host it.
And that is just a one-legger, to clarify.
Yeah, just one off game.
Thank God for that. Okay, cool. Everyone's across it.
No one's ever called it a one-legger, but I love that. That is good. It's a one-legger.
Coming into this A-League finals, I was so confused, man, trying to get my head around this A-League finals. You can imagine
Finn going live, because you're the ground MC.
Yeah.
We got ourselves a one-legger, and then they go, and welcome to the Paralympians. You can't do that.
That's like someone who played Ed Sheeran. What is it? My legs don't. What is it?
Oh, that's right.
My legs don't work.
Yeah. But I've been fired this weekend. I'm not on duty. They bring
over
big guns across from Aussie to ground MC.
So they bring in a dinger over.
I don't know how it works, but I am going to go.
Fuso?
Oh no, I'm not, because I'm commentating.
Hino. I was right. Hino. Isuzu.
Yes.
J-Bus. Subaru.
Make buses.
Yep.
Shit.
Deal with it.
Is it possible to pre-record my commentary tomorrow night? How does that work in terms of the comments guy? It feels like it could be possible.
I thought about this, and I thought, what would happen if we just replayed the last Chiefs Moana Pacifica game?
Is there a chance that at some point something might sync up?
I wonder how long it would take before people smelled a rat.
Yeah, pretty quickly.
It's like when when I was looking after Hauraki, the big show, or former Boujar, they were like, what do we do for Melbourne Cup? I said, just play last year's race and see what happens.
Oh my
and
God.
it caused a lot more issues than I anticipated, because the horse that won the previous year was in the race again.
Oh, no.
And they played it 5 minutes before it actually
no.
raced. And just as a joke.
People
and
put their houses on this.
And people thought they'd won again.
Oh, shit.
That's a disaster.
But that was funny, because at the end they go, oh, that was last year, sorry. And then they played the proper one. It was funny, but it backfired.
It's not within Victory's... is it Melbourne Victory? I can't even think who...
Yeah,
Melbourne Victory.
It's not really within their nature to sit back, so I imagine they'll attack pretty hard. I think it should actually be quite an open game, I think, tomorrow night.
So what is that? 2-1?
2-1, I think.
Open
is
game, 2-1.
Probably about as good as it's going to get.
Yeah, I mean, Melbourne, I think will score a goal. Their attackers are too good to not score. I couldn't. They were playing in a bog last week, so really it probably helped Auckland FC.
Oh, yeah.
Because the field at Amy Park was a shocker, but they've got 3 or 4 guys who are proper, genuine talents, and most of their names begin with V, the Victory names. They're pretty much very biased towards the V.
Yeah,
and
love the V.
Definitely playing the V. Valupale, Virgos, and Valadon. So they're all in the team.
Did you make those names
No.
up?
And then Arzani is their other one who's really
He's
good.
the gobby
He's a
one.
weapon.
He's gobby.
Yeah, he's gobby. He loves a gobby. But
But the thing about that is that's 4 players straight away. You go shit, panic station.
but they haven't scored against us in 3 matches.
Yeah, I know, but there's I'm not sure why that is, because they've been fine against other teams. Just we've got the measure of them.
Sweet. So that's happening tomorrow night, tomorrow afternoon, 5 o'clock.
Oh, well, we're on it, actually. Rumours circling overnight that Paulson is officially not going to be with Auckland FC.
Oh,
Yes,
they've already
I think
said
Oh,
that.
they've confirmed
Yeah.
that. So Michael Veld or whatever, and then they've got that young guy from Stoke City that's going to come in and be the second keeper for next year. If Michael Veld isn't up to standards, then he'll jump in. But no Paulson next year.
No problem.
Great keeper chat there, eh?
Yeah.
Should we make that? He's a keeper with Mash.
I
Yeah,
can focus
think
on
so.
goalkeepers as much as you want.
You're only allowed one sting, though, so what do you want?
Oh,
Mash
I
man.
want 2. I want
okay.
Mash attack, and I
Yeah.
want he's a keeper with Mash.
Okay, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with a bit of All Blacks, a bit of motor games as well.
Shit, yeah.
Before we get into other sports, we got sidetracked there a little bit. Super Rugby, we need to place our match result multi, James McOnie. And this week I'm not letting you get away with not picking a result. Okay, so
right.
Crusaders Highlanders tonight.
Saders, that's
Yep,
easy.
Yep. That is on at 7 o'clock tonight on iHeartradio and on Radio Hauraki. Reds Hurricanes over in Brizzy.
Hurricanes,
Chiefs Moana.
Chiefs,
Surely.
Moana, Ana.
You going Chiefs?
Yeah, Chiefs.
Yep. And the game that no one cares about over in Perth, Force versus Waratahs.
Force.
Are we going Force? They are favourites too. So that 4-leg multi is paying. It is paying $4.
Beauty.
There you go.
Okay.
So we'll chuck that on our results multi for this week in Super Rugby.
Yeah, the Canes, they're in that desperation stage, but they're also, I mean, they would have definitely beaten the Reds if the Blues had got up against Moana, because they're playing for basically top 6 survival, but knowing that they would have been even more of a rocket up their ass, but they've still got enough of a rocket up there.
Yeah. And All Black news, David Havili is signed for a couple more years.
Yeah.
Is that big news?
In the agenda, it reads resigned. It's like, I was like, oh shit, David Havili has resigned. I was like, oh Jesus, okay, he's resigned. But yes, he is. I mean, I think that he's probably utility guy.
Yeah.
He's not like front line when you consider Geordie Barrett's coming back. They're going to have to find a way to get either Proctor or Riley Higgins in there at some point.
Yeah.
You can just see the trajectory. Havili's still legit though, isn't he? He's like, Mash, you're a Crusaders guy.
Yeah, he's legit.
He's your glue guy, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. We need him.
Well, speaking of glue guys, what was the reason why Ardie Savea wasn't captain of the All Blacks last year? Was there a reason? Did he step down?
No, it was just Razor's call. He went for dog roll.
Yeah.
He wanted dog roll. And, I mean, he sort of, I mean,
you stick with
you'd
what
say
you know,
both
don't you?
of them would get picked, right?
Yeah.
Both of them. So that was always the the requirement that you want your All Black captain to be
A
nailed
first
on starter. Well, it pretty much is those two guys, right? Because you'd probably look around the team and say, I don't know who else had got to that level.
So do you think Razor will flip flop? Go back to Ardie? Can't ignore it. Can't ignore his leadership for Moana. And Dogwell hasn't had the greatest of.
I don't think
Super
he'll change. I don't think he'll change captain. I don't. Yeah. I think he's in a holder's position. Yeah. I mean, Ardie's just been freaking incredible, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Like, he's just playing at such a high level. I was just thinking about that in terms of nailed on starters. Last year, it probably was at the start of the year. It probably was only those two because they couldn't tell you who the first five was.
No.
I'm guessing Will Jordan was coming back from. Was he injured? So he wasn't around.
No.
But he'd be a nailed on starter now, right?
Yeah.
But there's not many because Tyrell is up there, and then Cody Taylor.
Yeah.
So, but then you also know that most hookers get replaced at the 60-minute mark.
Roygard?
Yeah, Roygard, possibly.
He'd be a definite pick. Who's it? No one's heard of him.
It depends. I mean, Roygard, yeah, but was he, last year, was he around? TJ was playing he was injured.
I think that's when he was coming off the back of that
saying,
groin injury.
that last year,
Yeah.
he wasn't there.
Yeah.
And so it would have been quite tough. It would have been those three guys, I guess. I reckon Cody, Dogwell, and Ardie. Who's your person?
Yeah, Cody's 8%. I think I've got some money on him. But in the Chiefs game, well, by the way, I've gone for a really. Tell me if this is not going to come off, James. Chiefs versus Moana. Anytime try scorer. Leroy Carter, Taimoi Falau, Quinn Tupaia, Miracle Whailangi, and Cortez Ratima, all to score in the game, is paying $120. So I put $100 on that.
Look at that.
Paying $11,000. That's the agenda hunch that I put on. Not
bad.
Not out of the question.
So it's actually kind of interesting because, you've gone only just as three Chiefs. So Carter, Tupaia, Ratima, Whailangi, and Taimoi Falau. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, and $100 on that, paying back just under $12,000. So that's going to be. Follow that one in because I don't get the money. It goes to the ACC pot and we dish it out. So
how's the pot looking?
The pot, we gave it away last week. We had $1,600 in there. So the Warriors are doing well for us at the moment. It's back up to $200.
Yeah.
So when it gets to 1,000, we give it away.
So how are you feeling about the Wires this week? Have we got a bet on the Wires?
It's Wires between 1 and 12.
Against the Raiders.
Against the Womb Raiders. Not really affected. Both teams have got one player out for Origin duty, but we've also, James Fisher-Harris is riding the pine with the suspension. So that's probably the other biggest issue with the Wires. But big weekend at Go Hard Media. Got the AFC, they've got more seating in there. They've got stands up the Wazoo going in.
So the Wires are Sunday, are they?
Yeah. Yep. So AFC Saturday.
Quick turnaround, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's just painting some lines and putting some posts in, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, it is that, but it is.
But it's not just
it's
doing
not
it at the
just
same time.
that, like G Lane. I mean, you're just sounding like a PE teacher going.
You're right, but you're not quite right.
Move the bloody, put the javelins away. We're going to play cricket now. I don't know. Like, this the whole thing is. I think you generally have the grass shorter for football. I think. So there's a requirement that sort of skims along nicely for the football, and it's a bit longer for league, but that's or for rugby. I think so. Anyway,
I can remember your old school, Hamilton Boys High. They played a dirty trick on us in our Waikato final.
Yeah.
It was us versus Hamilton Boys. We had a couple of very quick wingers and Matt Prescott at fullback, very quick back three, and they grew the grass so long. At Hamilton Boys,
it's hard for them to.
It was like
Jurassic Park.
It was like Jurassic. It was like
playing on sand.
They were about to bring the cows out to feed. The grass was so long. Didn't work. They would still beat them.
The scene in Jurassic Park where they try the long grass and the velociraptors are sort of like closing in on them.
That's what it was like.
Prescott, he's a good player. He played NPC, didn't he?
Yeah, he played. I played a bit of Super Rugby down on Otago.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Actually, just on your school, your fancy old school, someone last night from NZME came up to me and said, "I heard that you've been bullying your producer, who apparently went to the wrong school, and I was going, "What are you talking about?"
Oh, that's Mark Kelly.
Yeah,
You're giving him shit about grammar.
Was it? Oh,
Yes.
was I giving?
You did it, yeah, on the commentary.
Yeah, I mean, was it? No, well, I think he was actually talking about you.
Oh, was he?
Because I mean, the grammar thing, I think we just sort of brushed over, but I definitely weighed in on St Paul's and calling you a posh git who went to a fancy school. So I was going, I think you're talking, because he's going, it's St Peter's, St Paul's, St blah, blah, blah. And I went, oh, yeah, St Paul's. I think, yeah, that's Mike Lane. So you're accusing me of bullying Mike Lane. But maybe it was Mark. But hey, I mean, grammar.
Yeah, either checks out.
I actually, unfortunately, have to support grammar because my friend's son plays for them for the first time in my life, because I'm a Hamilton Boys guy.
Yes.
And there is the annual fixture in a week's time. I'll be going along in my maroon and black.
Grammar v.
Ham Boys. Yep.
Come
along, G Lane.
That'll be a good game. Yeah, I'd
good
love to come
afternoon.
along. I'll wear my St Paul's blazer.
Grammar.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I'll wear my St Paul's
up on the
rugby
cliff top.
jersey.
Yeah, come along. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go and inspire the Mulu lads.
There's the State of Origin coming up next week, and there's a special on at the TAB. Place 3 or more legs, and if it loses by 1, 2, 3, or any number of legs, TAB will cover your bet with up to $25 bonus cashback. So there you go. It's almost like a free swing.
Hard.
Yeah.
Total free swing on a multi there for the State of Origin. So download the TAB app, bet responsibly. We're going to be back in a bit because we've got some yours pleasers to get through. Less than yesterday, but still quite a few.
Yours, please. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Rightio, we got through 13 yesterday, so not as many today, James. We did an omnibus yesterday. Everyone who sent one in, we played it out yesterday. So there was some good ones. There was some
13 yours, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many have we got today?
Just 3.
Okay.
First one.
All right, hear me out here, guys. Off the back of the under 85 kg All Blacks into Sri Lanka, I really had to think about other size-restricted sports. I think we need to go ahead with a 6 foot and under basketball league. So short asses like me can run around, play on full-size fields, shots, and no dunks. Your thoughts, please. Go South Country.
Fuck yeah,
That's
my
great.
thoughts.
And lower the hoop.
Oh my god!
Lower the hoop might as well lower the hoop as well.
Just imagine being like being a big 6 footer. That's me basically. I'm like the fucking Shaq of the league. I'm Shaq.
That's good. That's good.
McOnie's going first pick in the draft. And
I would, yeah, exactly. I need the round mound of rebound. I'll be there for you. Just chairman of the boards.
The under 85 league has changed quite a bit from when I played it in my late 20s, early 30s. It was the piss drinking league. Like, where it was a lot of, it
still is.
It was more a social league. I watched a game the other day, and they were all going pretty hard.
Yeah, they're organised piss drinkers.
Yeah.
They train really clinically, and they're incredible teams to watch.
Yeah.
Like all the varsity teams from my club that make it to the national finals and that.
Yeah.
It's a different team every year, and so you just can't, like, there's the debt collectors, Squids.
Yeah.
There's another team that I've forgotten, but they've all done bloody well.
Yeah, the Bush Pigs from down south.
Yeah, the Bush Pigs. But the other thing with the varsity ones is none of them are premier players. So the Bush Pigs is sort of bolstered by a few of their
Prems.
Their prems.
Yeah.
But these guys are just, the varsity guys are just under 85s for life.
Yeah, it's a great league. It's a great idea. The under 6 foot basketball is it's good because the league have under 90 kgs. So they have an under 90 kg league in Auckland.
Right, yes, and that's what Joel Harrison, the Pantsman, played.
Yeah, and the Pantsman, he did say that, like the local organisation, the league organisation, wasn't overly vigilant on the weight. There was a couple of big boppers would sneak through and be there's no way you are 90 kgs.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm thinking under 35s lawn bowls competition or something like that. I'm just trying to think of other ones.
Maybe they weigh them in a sex swing or something where they're slightly suspended.
Imagine turning up because
That'll be it.
And under 85s, you do get weighed. You go, it's kind of weird.
You get down to your jocks,
you get the ones who are scared. I used to go full nude, and so I used to be at the.
You would.
I'd come to and it'd be a sloppy little rig. I was always overweight, and they'd just look at me and go, "No, don't worry, don't worry." That was my tactic.
Knowing full well that you're 87.
Yeah. No, it's okay.
Yes.
You're fine. You're
You're not a concern.
You're not a concern.
athletically.
You are not a concern.
Yeah.
But there'd be a bit of suspicion if you turned up to the weigh-in with a sex swing attached to you.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You hook it to the roof. You're nude.
I came in like a wrecking ball. It's like, yeah. Weigh me now. Quick. And then they go out there and smash the crap out of old Joel Harris. And that's why he left. He's gone over to the Sydney comps. That's the under 85s. I do like the under 6 foot. We'll have to give this some thought because they're getting rid of lightweight rowing crews, aren't they, for possibly the Olympics? Well, they might have already done that.
Right.
Is that the only weight-graded Olympic sport?
Oh, boxing.
Oh, and weightlifting too.
And judo and everything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. And wrestling.
Okay.
Yeah.
At some point, I just want to see an age-restricted bowls tournament. That's all I want to
Yeah.
see. But otherwise, I overthink on it.
I love the run it straight competition. It's so specific. You've got to be between 117 kgs and 140 or something.
Holy shit.
Well, actually, I played in a weight. It was like unrestricted. It was over. He had to be over 100 kgs or over 30 years old to play sevens because, and I played for that team with Smiley Barrett actually down at the Open Aki Sevens, and so it was actually quite a good feeling because it was like these are my people, you know. Like I easily, even though I was 23, I easily made the over 100 kgs part.
That would be so.
And then everybody else was like, there's a couple of old guys who were really quick, and it was like over 30 was considered old back then.
Yeah.
And so but scored a few tries. I would not have scored any tries in normal sevens.
It'd be funny to accuse someone of being underweight. Get out of here! You fuck way too skinny. Get out of here! Get out of here! Okay.
So that's that. There is we need to give that some due consideration for next week.
Yep, we will. Next one, yours please.
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate.
I'm guessing it was quite nice for the Blues to play in front of a sold-out crowd in Auckland. Just a bit of a shame for them that they shat the bed on that one. Question for you, are the Blues the only professional sports team in Auckland who cannot sell out a regular season game? I don't think they probably have done it in, I don't know, last 20 years maybe?
The last one I remember was the first game out of COVID.
I was at that game.
Same, it was Blues Hurricanes. I took my in-laws who are Hurricanes fans.
Yeah.
Only seats we could get were right at the top of one of the stands.
The nosebleed.
Yeah, the nosebleeds. But it was a great game. That's the last time I can remember a Blues game. Not even the final sold out.
So I've been after Ardie had his massive game for Moana Pacifica, I went back in the archives for Crowd Goes Wild and had a look at the top 5 or whatever games of players who had really big statement games.
Yeah.
And so one of them was Rupeni 2003 against the Brumbies out here at Eden Park, where he scoops the ball in the wet, and it was pissing down. It was a horrible, horrible night. That was 30,000, and that was their crowd average that year. It's just amazing to know that but they still got 30,000 people in the pouring rain at Eden Park. It just beggars belief.
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah.
Too easy to sit home and crush tins on your couch?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's people liking to watch it. Yeah, exactly. Watch it on Sky, and I think it's the laws of the game. Actually, I've slowly watched the game get overtaken by other pursuits. And I mean, look, we sort of joke about it. Remember, we'd sort of go, when it was setting a scrum, we'd say, "You got time to make a cuppa," and all this kind of stuff. And we weren't joking really when you consider that a reset means you could actually probably scramble some eggs.
Yeah. Maybe even boil an egg.
Yeah.
4.5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you can fix yourself a meal and settle on down. And I know people say, well, hey, there's ads in American sport, but I don't know, like when it's just happening there and nothing's really going on, that people cleaning their sprigs and
It's changed though this season. I think I've done that's going in the right direction.
I know, but
you've lost the shed, haven't you?
Yeah, that's it. You do that for too long, and this is what happens.
Yeah.
It's like you need to act now. And it's like the American sports every year, and Joe Jury will probably have some hockey example. They get together and they say, well, this isn't working. What are we going to do now?
Yeah.
NFL do it all the time.
Yeah. Sweet.
Although NFL, the rule where people can pretty much smash someone's knee with their helmet, fuck's sake. That's still considered a fine and okay. You know what I mean? Yeah, thing to do, yeah.
Right, next one. Last one of the week. Yours, please.
G'day, feelers. On the discussion point around Moana Pacifica's disallowed try, isn't that just a real weird rule that can be kind of exploited? Like the number of phases you go back. Like if I'm a player that knows I've got away with something I shouldn't have, like foot and touch, a little cheeky knock on or something, couldn't I just be like, hey, couple more phases, once we hit this 4, then now we can score the try so they can't go back. But because they did score the try, then they don't get away with it.
Interesting.
He's absolutely right. But the reason to do that would be to run down the clock. So at the moment you can, or if it changes, that try should have stood because it changed possession, and so the next attacking phase starts when you've got possession back. Right. So that one was, I think, when Lalomenu threw it in, someone from the Blues caught it. Blah blah blah. That's their ball. Then it became Moana's ball, so it started again. Right. And that's why they should have let the try stand. But Mills Moliaina was pointing out on the breakdown, and it's a bloody great point, which is if you do all that and you play for 2 minutes and then score the try, then go upstairs and you say, no, you've got to go back, you lose that 2 minutes from the game.
Oh, yeah.
It's gone. They don't go pointless. Back. So
it's zombie rugby.
Yeah, it's zombie. It's like, and so all this shit's happening. Do you know what I'm saying, Mash?
So do they wind the clock back or not? So they don't.
They don't. So if this,
so it's not like basketball or something like that.
If this happened in the 78th minute, you could potentially score a match-winning try. That's fine, apart from a foot and touch 50 metres back,
and you don't get another stab at it.
You don't get another stab at it because, you scored on full time. It's now full time. Yeah, it's a line out back here. You can throw the ball in, but good fucking luck because it's not your ball. Yeah. So the other team can just probably do some freaking throw the ball and kick it out. So interesting. At the moment, the lawmakers aren't even considering this. But once it's a 78th minute move, watch this space. It'll just fucking blow people's minds because if it happens in a Super Rugby final, it'll be the weirdest fucking dick shrinking moment.
It'll be the Chiefs Crusaders.
It'll be us.
It'll be us. It'll be the Chiefs
Leroy.
again. Leroy will put a foot into touch. It'll be 2 minutes up. Zombie rugby won't get it back. Crusaders will win another title.
It is. It's zombie rugby. It's dead rugby. It's a good way to put it. If you're in zombie time, what are you doing? And like that caller said, or yours please, there's someone who's got the knowledge who knows we need to lose possession here. Yeah. Otherwise, we're kind of screwed. Yeah. But then, the like I said, the big advantage is we're down that end of the pitch, so let's just keep on playing while no one's looking. Yeah. Let's do 5 really, innocuous pick and goes as we run down the clock to, stop the ball from being in play.
In the heat of the moment, do you think the players would be onto it enough to think about that? You know what I mean? Like the last couple of minutes, they know that rule.
If they yell out zombie time.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I think the hardest part would be communicating it to the rest of the team.
Maybe that's what is the light flashing from Razzie Erasmus.
Well, you get up into the DJ booth and you get them to play zombie and they know.
Man. Yeah, that's That's a good idea.
Oh, no, it's zombie time.
That's a great idea. Okay, well, we'll knock this one on the head. Thanks, James. We've got commentary tonight, 7 o'clock, iHeartradio and on Radio Hauraki. Thanks to the legends at Max Raft. That is going to be the Battle of Waimate. Tonight, it is the Crusaders versus the Highlanders. Then tomorrow night, it's Chiefs Mana versus Moana Pacifica. Have a great weekend, James. Good luck protecting Storm Purvis.
Yes, thank you. I'll need it.
Sure, boys.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.